Last night at midnight, it was 58 degrees. Now it's 38 degrees and the wind is howling.
I've been riding on a daydream.
I'm coming out here to check the RV and the overall property situation because of the wind. I want to make sure that that tire cover is still supported. Yeah, it's trying to work its way out, isn't it? Put this piece of wood back on here. I didn't secure it with bungee cords over the winter like I normally do because the cover was on. The other reason I'm coming out is to check. I thought I heard some noise out here last night, and I want to check to make sure that the RV stayed locked and nobody got into it. And I think this has a lot to do with a video that I just seen the other day. Yeah, everything's good here. There's nobody getting into this thing. I'm going to show that clip now. All right, what I want you to do is timestamp, because this whole thing takes just over 4 minutes, and I've sped up the film. So the first thing you're going to see is a car approach in the screen there. That's the culprit, and he's going to pull forward of the vehicle. He's going to back into it. He's going to bump into it. That's basically him finding out if anybody's inside, and it gives him a reason to approach the vehicle. Now, as he starts backing up, another car comes into place. These guys are professionals, by the way. I mean, so professional. That guy there in that dark car, he's the lookout. So I want you to go pay attention to the car that's backing up again. You're going to see him hit the RV. Boom, right there. So now he has an excuse. He can get out. He can act like, oh, I accidentally bumped your RV if somebody's in there. And it's a knock. It's a hard knock. So that's what he's doing here. He's going to walk back to the RV. Nobody's gotten out. And Ford has a problem with their plastic door handles. This guy just pries it down, breaks in, and I mean, it's nothing to do. Once inside, I've sped it up even more. This guy is efficient because he comes out with a bunch of backpacks, and it kind of reminds me of all my camera gear, which I'll mention a little bit later here. Then back slowed down a little bit. Now he's going to come back out the vehicle, go back to his car with his booty, with what he actually caught, and at that point, go back to the RV again. Now, the whole time across the street, you can see there's a restaurant with like a black facade. That's the restaurant that these RV owners are actually trying to enjoy their meal at. I would assume that there's no audible alarm that's on the RV that's ringing, so that might have helped a little bit, but still it's so fast. And again, these guys are definitely professionals. So both these guys are completely done, or this guy is completely done. He's went in, he got his second group of items, and then if you want to pay attention here to the timestamp yet again, look how far we've gotten. 4 minutes and 15 seconds, and that's it. They're in their cars and they're driving out of the picture, and it's amazing how fast that stuff happens. Yeah, that clip, that had me worried. Man, I can't believe the wind. 22 mile per hour constant wind today, and we're gonna have gusts up to 50 miles an hour. Wonder if the flag will hang on. The other thing is we've had so much rain, as you can tell back there in the back of the yard, there's a big puddle still. I'm kind of curious to how soft this ground is that the trees are rooted in, because I think that if there was leaves on these trees, they would be down. It doesn't feel too bad, but it's moving. It's moving a little bit. Oh, our neighbor's door's open back there. Somebody probably broke in again. Maybe I was actually hearing something. That's questionable, huh? I gotta get inside and do some more work. I just thought I'd give you guys a quick howdy do and show you that the weather has yet changed again. What a surprise. Well, I knew if I waited long enough today that something like this would happen. What a nice, decent April we're having so far. Yeah, why not wind and snow? All right, so you saw that snow that was falling. It didn't accumulate. It was short-lived, and the wind has died down to some extent today. We're out in the RV. It's kind of nice. We fired up the heater. It's relatively warm out here. And as far as the weather outside, it's livable. It's in the 30s. The sun's out. That's nice. But we don't have any real warm stretch coming up. We wanted to talk about a couple things. And the first thing is going to be that video clip that I showed you just at the beginning of this video of that break-in. And I think that I was so worried about that video, or that I was so affected by that video, I should say, because I could see us being that type of a person. We have gone plenty of times and parked somewhere and went in to eat and thought, well, I can see the RV, and not thought much about it. But that can happen, and people are targeted. That's sad. I wanted to repost that video just for the fact that it's been up for a year, and I can't believe I haven't heard anything about it. It hasn't had a lot of views, so sad. It was such a short video there, and a short amount of time all that happened. And the other thing that affected me a lot was the guy looked like he was walking out with a bunch of backpacks and stuff. All my camera gear and stuff's in backpacks. All Heidi's camera gear's in backpacks. But the thing is we have a little bit of a security system, and I wanted to talk about that a little bit. I mentioned it before. If you guys don't recall, there's an app called Alfred that you can download to your phone, and you can use old or unused or new Android devices as cameras. So we have an old Moto X phone. We also have that extra Note 8 that we use whenever we're navigating, but that can be used as a camera also. We also have this big 17-inch Galaxy View tablet. That can be a camera. And we also have some old phones that are laying around, the Moto E, a Moto G. All those can be used as long as they can connect to some sort of internet source. Now, in the case of that one phone, the Note 8 that we have, that we stream music and use it for Waze when we're driving, that one I can just turn on the 3G on that, or 4G I should say, and use that for the data connection. And I'll get into that data connection use here in a second too. The Moto X that I have, you can use that to connect into a hotspot because it doesn't have any service. I don't have any phone service associated with that. Or you can connect into Wi-Fi if there's Wi-Fi in the area, or you can put up your Wi-Fi antenna and go through your router and broadcast a signal inside the RV for it to use. I mean, there's numerous things you can do. The nice thing about those devices is that they don't use any data unless they have a reason to send a notification or capture video or allow you to connect to the phone live. And the way that works is I have my phone that I'll turn and open the Alfred app. When I open the Alfred app, it'll offer me the ability to, one or the other, be a viewer or a camera. Of course, I want this to be the viewer because I'm going to be carrying this with me. The other phones, whenever I download the app, it's asked, do you want this to be a camera or viewer? I set them up as cameras. It's really simple. All you have to do is have an email address so they're all on the same account. Now you set up the phones and you have choices of setting high sensitivity, medium sensitivity, low sensitivity as far as motion detection. The other thing is you can make it send you notifications or turn the notifications off. Now, if you're out and about and maybe the sunlight's flashing a certain way in the window, you can turn the notifications on and off from your phone for each one of those cameras. Those cameras will continuously monitor using the phone's system until it detects something. Then at that point, it will use the data connection or the Wi-Fi connection and connect to your phone. At that point, you're using data. And if I want to watch live, I just click the live button and you can see what's going on. Not only whenever you're doing anything as far as watching, you can do stuff with that phone. For example, I can put that phone central inside the RV and I can flip between the front camera and the rear camera of the phone that I'm monitoring. I can also turn on the night vision of the camera, or the phone, I should say. I can also turn on the light on the phone if I need to light it up because it's really dark in there. Usually the night vision does a pretty good job. As long as there's just a little bit of light coming through, it sees pretty good. The other thing that you can do, if there's an intruder in there, you can push the microphone and you can say, hey buddy, you're on camera, I got the cops coming, you better leave now, it's all been recorded. Every time that motion detector goes off and captures something, it actually records it and stores it for you to see on your phone. That's the only time that you're really using data, though, is when you're trying to negotiate and talk with those cameras. So it's not like it's going to chew up a bunch of data. Now, of course, whenever you have your phones set up, it's best to plug them in. You need to plug them in to keep them charged because they're monitoring the whole time, and it will run the battery down. And the funny thing is if the battery goes low or it becomes unplugged or you lose power or something, it'll send a signal. It says, hey, your camera just lost power. It also lets you see how much battery's left on each one of those phones. And this is all free. These are free. This is a free app. Now, if you really like it, which eventually we'll probably do, whenever you go full-time, whenever we go full-time, I might go ahead and subscribe to the monthly service. It's not very much. And now I get high-definition recordings. Now, I'm going to say that the recordings, I don't know, they're probably maybe 480. I don't even know if they're that high. They're pretty grainy, but you can see what's going on. And the nice thing is those go mobile. So maybe I want to put one phone inside my truck because we're driving somewhere and we're going to be parking in a shady area. Set one up in the RV, set one up in the truck, and you can view all the cameras you want from your phone, which again is really nice. I think that's a great feature. So as far as security wise, got to be on your toes. I'm looking at maybe upping some extra security features that not so much just record the break-in, but allow some sort of notification to me so I can react quickly. And this does a pretty good job, but I think I'd like one redundant service of some kind. All right, so I got all the cameras set up on this Alfred so you can see what it's like. The app's running, and Heidi's going out there. She's going to be breaking in. Okay, so I'm getting an alert now. It's telling me something's going on out there. So I go ahead and look. It says, what's happening? You can unlock your phone then. Now it's saying something else is going on. So let's just go ahead and watch live. That's the best thing to do. Yeah, so here she is. She's inside the RV, and apparently she's out of this camera angle. There she is.
I think.
Hey, get out of my RV.
Oh, I didn't even see you there. How dare you?
And
I'm getting out now.
Go ahead and turn on the light. You can make it a little brighter. Oh, she's such a ham. But that shows you. That was just the one camera. Of course, there's ads on this because I don't have the paid version. So you can see it works pretty good. I think that it's for free, and if you have extra Android devices, why not? So that's it for security, and now we're talking about the interior again. I think we pretty much come to the conclusion of what are you going to do for the paint?
Everything's going to be white.
Everything's white.
Well, it's going to start out.
Yeah, the doors faces, the drawer faces, the cabinet doors I'm speaking, that's not going to be white. They'll be a different color. The hinges and the handles, they'll be, their own unique color. As far as all the walls and the cabinets, we're going to go with white. We're going to brighten it up in here quite a bit. Heidi had a good idea about the bathroom.
We're going to start there.
Which is a really good idea because not only can we test in there, to where that's not seen if we make an error, but we can also get it to dry faster. Even during the times that we're dealing with a lot of humidity and cold temperature, stuff like that, because obviously the bathroom has a fan vent that's in there that I can flip on and draw fresh air into the bathroom and help everything escape a lot easier. So we're going to do that. But we did have one question. How many of you guys that are in your RV, or not even in your RV, how many of you guys actually have dinner at the table? Because we haven't, in our house, we don't ever eat at the table. We always just sit in our recliners while we're watching TV and have dinner. But when we are in our RV, we always eat at the table.
Or outside.
Or outside, again, at a picnic table.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes not. Sometimes in our recliners out there. But is it something that you guys do? I'm just curious. And how many of you prefer a couch over a recliner? How many of you, if you're doing anything on a computer, working online, how many of you sit at the dining room table and do the work? Or do you bring your laptop and sit in a chair and do all your work that way? I mean, I could do all that stuff. With a laptop, though, it's really tough because I really need 2 monitors. It helps out so much when I'm editing to have another monitor there. So what we keep on coming back to, and we're almost pretty much set there, is the flooring's going to be an issue, so we're probably going to have to just pull up the carpet and maybe put down carpet right back in place of what we pull up, because the linoleum does not go front to rear. It stops shortly after the carpet begins. So I don't want to have to redo the entire floor just for these 2 carpeted ends, because our floor in the middle, the linoleum, is very nice and it does a very good job. It's in good shape. And there might be some added benefit of having some carpet here. I don't know. We're always sitting here in bare feet, and we're in the bedroom in bare feet for the most part. So we was talking about having throw rugs if we had hardwood floor, or not hardwood, but some sort of a hard floor.
That's if we did the whole floor.
Right. As far as in here, much bigger dining table. This table's not very big. And getting rid of the corner cabinet and that little corner shelf, and putting in a small dinette bench that's only about half of what this couch is. That will go all the way to the door as much as possible. It would have to be kind of low, though, because of the window. Well, not necessarily. I guess it don't have to be. It could, the couch could go a little bit above, or the dinette
We can
seating.
have it set so far away.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to lose any space. But if we go with a bigger, wider dining room table, that'll allow me to set up, whatever computer setup I've got going on, and still have plenty of room to dine. Heidi could sit across from me at that point. And it would also give us some of our storage back that we lose from that corner cabinet. We have a lot of organization that we need to do. This whole
Junk.
there's just all junk up there. Other than the flag
Yeah.
and some blankets, I think. Is there blankets still up there?
Yeah.
And underneath our bed, we have so much storage underneath our bed that we aren't utilizing. We definitely need to reorganize. And of course, we've pretty much come to a definite conclusion that the countertop's getting taken out. The oven is getting taken out. We're going to get a new stove top, and we're going to get a new sink that's a little bit smaller. That's pretty much a definite. What do you think about painting the ceiling? Do we need to paint the ceiling?
We probably will paint the ceiling.
I mean, you painted it in the back, so
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. I think I'm going to use that gripper stuff.
What's that?
I have that already, a gallon of that.
I don't even know what that is.
It's adhesive, or adhesion for plastic,
Oh, good, cool.
and for the cabinets.
Well, I don't know if we need to do the cabinets. That's just a Kills thing, right?
Well, I'll show you this stuff.
Yeah, she's actually in charge of all that, but she always runs it past me. How nice of her. We just wanted to touch base, tell you what we plan. We're waiting for the weather to break, but we might be able to start on the bathroom. This does not look like we're going to have an early spring this year. It doesn't look like it's going to be a warm beginning to summer even so far. It just doesn't look like anything special.
It keeps dragging out winter.
Yeah, this has been a very mild winter, but man, it just has been a long winter. It's kind of like driving through city traffic for an hour, bumper to bumper, that's a rough drive. But it was only an hour versus driving 3 hours across the country, 2-lane highway with no traffic at all. It's still a 3-hour drive. So that's what we're stuck here with. Is this winter's been mild, but it's been a long, mild winter that's been going on a long time. So we're getting used to it, though. That's all I wanted to talk about. Believe it or not.
That's shocking.
That is shocking. As always,
Hope to see you out there.
bye.
Bye.